All right, my friends, we rolled up our sleeves on this one. This is my favorite one, my favorite topic that I talk about. And I bring it up and I'm a broken record on it and I know it. But it is the foundation of everything that I do in business. And it's a pretty solid foundation for what I do on the personal level as well. This is going to be the 5x5. We're going to have the conversation. We'll have some graphics thrown up on the screen so you can actually see these. All of these graphics are available to you if you would like them. But these are my standards, and they are things that a lot of people that do end up working with me or don't work with me, and have heard me talk about this, they take these graphics and they become their solid foundation. They actually do print them out. They put them on their computers. They put them on their walls. They put them on their desks. They're solid foundations that we build everything on. So what is the 5x5? Pretty simple. Let's talk about the first 5. I'm going to go through them. Anything that you're going to do, anything that you're going to build in your system, anything that you're going to develop, you have to ask yourself, and it has to pass these 5 criteria. Is it scalable? Is it duplicatable? Is it freakishly predictable? Is it efficient? And is it effective? Now, I have questions or statements that go with each one of those 5 that I use to help me verify that they are scalable. So let's just use one as an example, and I'll go through all of them in a minute. But scalable, I'll ask someone that's building a system, or ask myself when I'm building a system, is it scalable? Meaning this: if my business tomorrow or this next year were 3 times the size that it is today, if I was doing 3 times the volume, if I was doing 3 times anything, would I still do it exactly that same way? And the answer is if I wouldn't do it exactly that same way, I'd have to change something, then don't do it today. Okay? If you're building what you think is the greatest system in the world and you still wouldn't do that if it was 3 times that size and you were dealing with 3 times the volume, don't do it that way today. Okay? So scalable, would you still do it that way if it was 3 times that size? Okay? So we'll go through each one of these. But now what's the other 5? Okay, now the other 5 is going to be based on these 5: peace, contentment, joy, gratitude, and compassion. Okay, what does that got to do with business in any way, shape, or form? To me, everything. Okay, who I am sometimes is who I am all the time. So those are my 5 foundations in my personal life, and they're certainly good. I'm not turning those off when I go to work. Okay, peace, contentment, joy, gratitude, and compassion. A lot of times I'll ask it this way: is what we're doing going to create for both myself and everybody I interact with? Will it create for myself and everybody I interact with peace, contentment, and joy? And is everything that we're building and everything that we're doing and everything that we're saying and everything that we're writing, every action we take and every system we built, are they fully, not kinda, are they fully informed by gratitude and compassion? Those are my non-negotiables, okay? So the first graphic that you saw had all 5x5. The second graphic, and I'm gonna look at it myself here, is gonna be the first 5, which is that scalable, duplicatable, I can't even say it, freakishly predictable, efficient, and effective. So here are the questions, and you'll see these graphics up here. Again, they're available. So on scalable, would you do it this way if your business were 3 times this size? I already went through that one, so we'll go ahead and go to the next one. Duplicatable. Here's the way I look at it. You may come up with your own phrases and what these mean to you, but this is kind of the way I think of it. Is everything should be done at a 2nd grade level, and it should not take real talent for someone to succeed in your system. So let me rephrase that. I think in our industry, in a lot of industries, they talk about making great hires, and those are usually based off of 2 standards. Number 1, we want to hire someone that's a good cultural fit. Good, I'll agree with that. If we just don't get along on a personality level, we may have some issues. I want someone who's going to fit in with the team. I'm fine with that good cultural fit thing. Nothing wrong with that. The second one, though, I do have a problem. I don't have a problem with it on its surface. I have a problem with the way that people treat it and the way that they use this second one, and that is hire real talent. I think personally, from my experience, the average team that hires real talent, they are doing that because, quite frankly, they need to hire real talent to actually work the systems that currently are there. Their systems suck, plain and simple, okay? The fact is everything should be at a 2nd grade level. So as a leader, your responsibility as a leader, before you make the hire, your responsibility as a leader is to build a system that it would not require real talent for them to succeed within your system. If it requires someone of real talent to succeed within your system, then your system sucks. That's exactly how I feel. So it isn't on the person that you're bringing in to succeed based on their real talent. It's on you, the leader, the organization, the company, whoever is in charge of that part of that system that you're hiring for, whoever's going to run that system. It is their responsibility to make sure that you are bringing them into a system that, as long as they did the system, it's set up for them to succeed. That's a non-negotiable. The only time that that's not true is if you know that your system is not set up for people to succeed. Then you're hiring someone who is coming in specifically, who has the talent to build that, so you never have to hire talent for them to succeed again. Now, all that said, do I still want to hire real talent? 100% of the time. Why? If I don't need talent for them to succeed in my system, why do I still want to hire real talent? Because it doesn't take talent to succeed in the system. So they will learn the system, they will succeed in the system, and then that talent that they have and that talent that we brought onto the team and the talent that we hired, that's what takes everything to the next level. What they bring to the table will raise everything else in our organization. That's how you grow as an organization. Don't make your system require that they have talent to succeed. They should succeed no matter what, whether they have talent or not. Hire talent anyways, then once they have that system down, that talent will show you what else they can bring to the table and take the whole company to another level. That's what I mean by duplicatable. Make everything scalable, duplicatable. Freakishly predictable. Here's what I've got written on here, and you'll see it on the graphic. Becoming the most predictable thing in their lives based on the task batching and systematic time blocking. That's a whole 2-hour long study for me to go into that. But here's what I do want to share with you. I have people that say, I don't want to be reactive anymore. I want to be proactive. I'm not that impressed with proactive, okay? I'm certainly not impressed with reactive, but I'm not that impressed with proactive either. To me, here's my translation of proactive. It might be a little different than the way that you've thought of it before. But to me, proactive is nothing more than being reactive earlier in the process. Now, is it better? It's better. Is it ideal? I don't think so. I think it's overrated. I think being proactive is completely overrated. I think it's held as a high standard in our industry and a lot of industries. Give me a break. All you're doing is being reactive sooner in the process. I don't consider that impressive in any way, shape, or form. Why aren't we building systems that are freakishly predictable? We are in a predictable business. There are very few businesses where you can't predict most of what happens. And to me, most means about 85%. 85% of what happens on one real estate transaction happens on every real estate transaction, okay? So based on that, I should be able to build systems into that. And 85% of what we do should be freakishly predictable, not just predictable, over the top predictable. I don't need agents calling me, customers calling me, asking for things, and I'm responsive to that, or I am proactive to that. The fact is, those things happen on every transaction. Why don't I have a system that already accounts for those things, knowing that they're going to ask those things, and I've already built those into the system. We are freakishly predictable. Now, if I build a system that's at that level of predictability, I am not just going to be, and I'm going to use myself as an example as a transaction coordinator. I'm not just going to be the most predictable thing in that agent's business. The level I'm talking about, if I do it at that level, it won't just be the most predictable thing in their business. I'm going to become the most predictable thing in their lives. Period. That's the level I'm talking about. Now, some of these things might come across as extreme. These are normal to me. Okay? This is my normal thought process. None of this seems pushing the bar. The fact that you would know as a professional what can be predicted in your industry and build a system around that, the fact that that's even considered a high level of service in our industry is ridiculous. That should be the minimum bar. To be proactive is not impressive. You are better than that. Be better and do better. That's my opinion, okay? Efficient. Here is what efficient means to me. Everything in my system, if someone asks me a question, if someone's looking for something, someone needs me to find anything, I need to know anything, I have a 30-second rule, okay? So to be efficient, does it meet the 30-second rule? Okay. Now I can go obviously into depth on that too, and I'm not going to go over the board on that like I just did on the last one, but I will tell you this. If any agent calls me up and they ask me anything, there's nothing they can ask me that I wouldn't be able to figure out and give them an answer in 30 seconds or less. Okay. The next thing, now you might hear my dog bark in a minute because I think my wife's coming home and squirrel's sitting right next to me. So anyways, effective. I want you to be self-aware. You need to look at everything that you're doing and determine, am I really being effective? If you're being effective, you need to be self-aware that you're being effective. But if you're not being effective, you also need to be self-aware and you need to change something, okay? Self-awareness is a superpower. So now we're going to go to the next one. And that is peace, contentment, joy, gratitude, and compassion. So you'll see that graphic pop up. And you'll see what's written on there. It's creating peace, contentment, and joy for both ourselves and everyone we serve and interact with. There's no doubt there's probably going to be at least an hour-long video just on these 5 coming up. But for right now, I'm going to keep it real simple on this, but I'll tell you, these are non-negotiables to me. How are our systems, our thoughts, our actions, our words fully informed by these 5, ensuring that everything we do is fully informed by gratitude and compassion. I hope this helps you guys. You guys have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye.